I think savings will be, let's say 60% savings.
Right? Wrong one. Right? Rental, I don't think you'll really be able to save much here unless you use your own. Which was the case in this time. He used his own laptop, he used his own projector. So over here you would have gotten like 100% of the savings. So whenever you do these projects, in terms of funding it, you always have to look back at, it's not just like, well, what requires funding is $50,000 or $60,000. What you do after you do the initial budget is look back at everything, have a discussion with the project team, and have a discussion in terms of ways to actually cut the expenditure or to fund the expenditure or to reduce the cost that you would normally have to incur. Right? So you need to be innovative, you need to think a little bit outside the box. Alright? Right, oh, yeah. So this would be -1. Right? Resource materials. Is there any possible way to save here or no?
Well, a lot of materials are coming right, but if it is actually prepare your own, then it's save there.
So it is what it is here then?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. In this case, I don't know if he had to pay anybody here, but the brother donated his time to the event. You all there? This event was important enough where he donated the time. I don't know what we could keep, what we can't keep here. It would have had other people that he would have tried to get to assist. Maybe you get like family members to assist. So in looking at your projects, you need to know how you could resource differently. Alright? So maybe you don't always need to hire people. Maybe you have a relative or some friend who could assist with the project. So the brother would have tried to use that as much as possible. A lot of people, when we're doing these projects, we look at people that we trust. Riza, any of this have flex in it here? The personnel?
But it's a team pulling and but it's a time and then it cuts down on the expenditure.
So what we could put this as? Because you didn't charge the team for your time. This is free, you give them, so there's a savings there. If we had to have somebody to do what you do, then there would have been this cost to incur. How much? 80%? It's sounding like our accountant. It's sounding like our accountant. Which firm you work with? Sorry?
Eccles, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, opposite Twitter.
Eccles. Okay. I work with Price Water about many years ago. There's an audit firm too. Princeton Young? Hanif, I know the name Hanif. But I teach plenty accountants. Right, so over here, I put it in the wrong place again. Control C, Control V, delete. Right, insurance event. You probably wouldn't get much flex here. These are like fairly soft rates. And you probably wouldn't be able to negotiate with them here. Those are soft rates. Advertising and marketing costs. You would have probably had to look at people who could have done some of the graphic design work, stuff like that, to save costs. Alright, so what proportion of this you might be able to save? Everybody quiet, boy. Partner here saying 25-30%. You all agree with that? If you knew people who could actually help with the marketing, then you could save some of the costs. So you say maybe you could probably save about 25% of that particular cost. If you could get the labor done for free, it could be even more than that. All right? I'm really tired today. See, no rest for the wicked. Right. Consumables and toiletries. If you had to go to the grocery and get these things, you probably wouldn't get much flex out on this. The security and cleaners, it would have probably been a have to pay cost unless you was able to get some family or relative or friend to do it. So probably leave those as is. So in terms of this column here, the savings we're looking at is actually $144,000, which is a substantial savings. So in terms of your initial budget, if you look at it, equal to the figure here divided by your initial budget, you actually cut nearly half of the cost out. You all there? Substantial. So what I'm saying to you all is, whenever you do your projects, whenever you do your budget, go back and do a relook at how you could actually fund it, how you could actually save on those costs. And usually within your team, you're going to find ways where you could actually do that, either by getting sponsors or by having family members or other team members handle some of the work, or by negotiating with the venue, negotiating with other suppliers to get a better rate. You all there? Within the Muslim community. So inshallah, brothers, I think we came kind of far in terms of what we did. We started off looking at some of the problems and some of the challenges you all had on the projects, and we went through a lot of them and possible ways to correct it. What I would tell you all is this: the people who succeed are the people who do not give up and who find solutions. If you are a complainer, you never get anything done. So you will flip from this to that, to that, to the other, and you remain right where you are. And that's where most people remain. But you want to be always looking like, how I operate now is I always look for a solution. If this is a problem, I don't think about the problem. I think about what I could do different, how we could get around this. Because everything in life have challenges. All the projects you all sought to undertake will have challenges. The question is how you could work around it, how you could do differently in order to get it done. All right, inshallah. I just wanted to say thanks for the time and for the opportunity Brother Riza gave for me to be here with you all, and I sincerely appreciate it. A lot of you all had really, really good ideas in terms of what needed to be done. I think some of the projects, they needed a little bit of mentoring, and that is something that probably you all need to address with the exam, inshallah.
What was it right now? 440, inshallah. So we'll break now, but this is a very realistic scenario, very, very realistic, very close to where we are. But I'm a little bit more resourceful than what Arif has given me credit for.
I know that.
So yeah, I would have saved a lot more than that. Because simple things, we cut all the costs by accommodation, by staying here. All our presenters had stayed at my home. Brothers who are going to be here, they're going to go by my home when the presenters leave. So we have a turnaround. So I have my parents at home making sure things are in order. So we save by, let's say, people in the committee. We talked about family members. So you have my two sisters working to be able to bring the food in and out. So you have all sorts of different things, and we're cutting all of those costs and bringing everything down. So stuff like investing into your projectors and that type of thing. So bought a projector from China, bought a screen from Arif has donated the screen. Things like that, so that in the end now we will have our own things that we can use for other events. We have our own laptops. So with all of those things, I keep on cutting until I know that there is something which is absolutely absolute. That look, I have no choice, but I must pay for this. So there are ways and means, and if you are, try to be innovative enough, you will find a solution. Inshallah. So we break for Salah now, and when we come back, we have some other things inshallah to do. Okay. So.